Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it is number one is that I help people to realize that what they consider to be their soul is actually the spirit of God. And if you take claim to that, people, then you become God, and God can use you as a vessel to make changes in this world. I am also creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is to not be afraid of changes and or progress. A lot of time, people reach out and, via message or something like that and ask me, what do I think about the new digital thing, especially in Jamaica, where they're making it a smart city, making smart cities and eventually the whole country to be smart, using technology and AI and all that other stuff. I say this, man, just like back in the days, think about it for a second. Before there was cars, there was just horse and buggies, and I'm sure people had the same fear of a lot of the technological advancements. Especially when it comes to like surveillance and so forth. Like, people, from the time you step out of your house, at least here in the US, you're recorded a minimum of 24 times a day. You know what I mean? It's like, and even when it comes to social media and all that stuff, where they have all these information and data about you. I mean, these are things that people used to fear at one time, but nowadays, it's very integrated into our lives, and you don't really hear people complain about it anymore. So that's the same for me when it comes to like anything in the future, when it comes to AI or technology and the advancement of that. I don't really, that don't really worry me at all. I think it's just the natural evolution of mankind. Countries that's already doing this, like China. You can go there. I've never been there, but I've seen enough videos to know. They got stores you can go to 2 o'clock in the morning, let yourself in, check out, do what you got to do, just off of, waving your hand or putting a thumbprint. So it's like the future is the future, people. You can't stop change. Change and evolution will always continuously happen. Instead, I just go with the flow in that regards. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, always remember this. Nothing is above God, people. Nothing. No technology, no man, no anything. So it's like it doesn't interfere with God's purpose and mandate for our lives. So therefore, it doesn't bother me. Now, anything that inhibits that, or is preventing the movement and growth of God, then obviously I have a big problem with that. Now, so as far as that goes, when it comes to technology and changes, I'm saying I have no problem with that. Now, when it comes to yourself too, people, is that you gotta have to understand too, for yourself, to embrace the change. Just like you wanna, like I'm saying, for you to embrace the changing of society, is the same way you have to embrace the change for yourself, because we always talk about the fact that where you are right now is not who you're destined to be. Therefore, you have to become your highest version of yourself, which means that you yourself will have to go through several transformation, developing the embodiment of the characteristics that are necessary for you to be able to handle the purpose that God have over your life. So that requires you to change your ways of being, and you have to embrace that also. Change across the board, people, but definitely embrace the changes that are necessary for yourself, because again, always remember, the world is within you. The world outside of you is just a mirror of what's inside of you. So therefore, you don't have to worry about the outside world. Just focus on yourself, man. Your self-development, your personal growth in all areas of your life. There's no specific ones. Obviously, you got the three main areas. You have career, or which is like your finances. You have the relationships you have. Most important one being, in my opinion, a great companion. Somebody that you can passionately love, who can also love you the same, and that you can share this world with. And of course, health and fitness. So you got those areas where you have to make change in, not to mention all the other components of those areas of your life. So it's like you got enough stuff to keep you busy, people. So it's like I just want you to always be on the hunt for areas in your life that you'd like to change to be better in, And as long as you stay focused on doing that, people, you're not overly worried about what's going on out here in the world, because you understand that the world begins with you. So you just focus on your evolution, you know what I mean? And then everything else will fall in line. And anything that's going to prevent you from doing anything, just know that the Spirit of God will never put you in predicaments that's going to stop his purpose from being in your life, If anything, he's going to guide you to enhance your purpose and your ability to be able to handle the purpose that you have for your life. So that is the message today, people. I just want you to really and truly embrace change and really understand that it's a necessary part of the process of your evolution, and be very intentional about making sure that you're personally changing, and also making sure that you adapt to the changes of this, as the world goes by, because we live here, people. Even though we're in the 5D spiritual realm, we also live here in this 3D world. So therefore, you basically make sure that you're not opposed to the changes that happen, because things are consistently going to change. You either adapt or be left behind. My suggestion is adapt, man, to the technologies as time goes by. I'm going to stop it there for now. Shout out to my co-creators, man, of Heaven and Earth International. This is where we indeed, as a collective, is working together to elevate the consciousness and the vibration of the entire world. And the way we do it, people, is that we are daily intentionally making sure that we are injecting positivity into this world. And what does that look like for real? It's just simply inspiring and motivating others to be better than they are right now. And also making sure that we ourselves is doing the work, leading by example, as far as working on our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, and facing our darkness, man. You know what I'm saying? And as long as we're doing that, people, then we are indeed raising the vibrations of the entire world. And that is the goal, that is the objective. And I can tell you right now, with time, as time goes by, you'll see millions and billions of people who join this collective, who are intentionally injecting positivity in the world every single day. And that is indeed, people, over time, how we are creating heaven on this beautiful earth, people. And that excites me, and I know that it'll be exciting for you also, as you become a great participant in that regards. The benefits that you receive, people, for being a part of this collective is only gifts that you can get from God. No man, nobody can ever buy these things, man. Money cannot buy this. You can only earn it by going on your spiritual journey. The rewards from God for being a part of this collective is, number one, is peace, people. You will learn how to have peace, a level of calm, even in the middle of a storm. You will have a calm about you, people, that's nobody has ever seen. And it's unnerving to people, but that's what God's peace over your life look like, people, is peace, be still. Nothing rattles you. You know what I'm saying? I want that for you, people, because it's a great space to be. Also, people, is joy. You have a genuine happiness that is just shines right through you, man, because the Spirit of God is happiness. It is joy, so you naturally will find yourself smiling all the time, genuinely feeling a sense of happiness inside you, a genuine sense of joy, I would say. That's another gift from God. People, love is one of my favorite, is that, God will bless you with, because God is love, people. So all you have to do is just be who God have destined and designed for you to be, which is love, people. So you'll find that people naturally love you, want to help you, have love and compassion towards you. And you'll find out that you have the same for others, is that you have a natural love for humanity and want nothing but the best for others, Even people that don't want it for themselves, is that you will find that you have a genuine natural love for people and wanting to see the betterment in people. And that's a beautiful space to be. Favor is another gift from God, man, where you'll find yourself in rooms that you didn't even know exist. You'll find that opportunities will come to find you. Clients will drive 2 hours, man, to come support your business. There's a flood of customers that are coming your way, man. For those people that is out here doing the work, believe that. For those who are business owners, For those that work for companies, promotions is your portion, you know. Those are all favors, people. The next one is blessings, man. You know, blessings is another one of my favorite, is where God guides our thoughts. He guides our words. He guides our step. He literally guides us, man, to where anything that we participate in, it must prosper, people, because that's what God's blessing look like. Prosperity is our portion, so anything we touch turns to gold, people. You have the Midas touch. You know, maybe not immediately, but over time it always does. You know, as long as you're consistent and persistent, people, that is indeed your portion. And one of my favorite is the God's protection over your life, is that, you know, we are protected, people. Divine protection is a great gift to have, because, again, God sees and knows everything, you know. Things that we have no clue about. He's protecting us from things way down the road that we ain't even seeing right now. So that's a blessing from God, man. Here's the requirement, though, to be a part of this collective, and these are very strict requirements. Number one is that you must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. That way God can work on and pay, so that way God can use you. You know what I'm saying? Number two, people, is that yes, you need to follow my pages, man. You need to follow my page, because as you follow my pages, what's happening is, and you come back and watch my videos every day, is that you're receiving downloads into your spirit. You know, the Spirit of God is downloading to you, man, different things that your soul need. You know, it's like feeding your soul. And as you receive these messages and receive these blessings and these codes that are into you, is that, you know, it's helping you to rise, people. The Spirit of God that's inside of you, help it to rise so that it can ultimately take control of your life. Last but not least, people, is that you need to speak your truth, man. Your truth, I always say this and I always will, is that it's not your present circumstances. That's a temporary stop along your path for life, people. That's just a phase of the matrix. What I need you to do, people, is realize that the goal again is for you to be your higher self. So all you have to do is simply speak about your process, you know, of how you go from being just your physical body as a person to becoming the Spirit of God that's inside of you. And as you speak about that journey, people, which is you becoming your higher self, you are inspiring many other people, and you are and is becoming the breakthrough for many others, people. You know, believe me when I share that with you. That's how that goes, man. People are waiting on you for their breakthrough. So get your phone, do your videotape, whatever God lays on your heart to say, share it with the world, man, and be the inspiration, be the cause and the matter for other people's blessings in their lives. Last but not least, people, I say this, man. Shout out to Jamaica, man. You know, shout out to Africa. Shout out to Jamaica, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. And shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. You know, it's like every day, obviously, people, I tell you, I watch videos and clips of what's going on in Jamaica and just knowing what's going on there. And it just warms my heart every single day, man, you know. I see Tyrese out there, man, making big waves, you know, getting out there, getting in the community, helping the people. That makes me very happy, you know, seeing all these artists is still, you know, going back home, whether it's Vibes Cartel, Spice, Beanie Man, Shaggy, all of them people that's going back and really like helping, you know, the fellow Jamaicans, man, to get back on their feet. That makes me very excited. And the most exciting part to me, for real, is the local people, man. Just watching them going around neighborhoods and building back people's house back, you know, putting on roofs, contractors donating 5 houses, roofs or whatever. You have people building houses as a group. I mean, man, this is amazing. Like, this right here is freaking amazing to me. What I am hoping and believing is this, people, and I want to share this to the Jamaican government. I do hope, because right now, I mean, obviously, the biggest presence I see out there is the entertainers and so forth. And obviously, I understand you definitely focus on opening up the airports and ports and all of that stuff to get back the economy going. And I applaud that. That's cool. But what I'm hoping and I'm really going to be looking real closely on is, what are you doing for the people that lose their houses? I know most of these people don't have insurance. So that means they lost it and there's no real recourse on how to rebuild it. So what I'm really hoping for is that some of this money that the government is getting, I'm hoping that they can do prefabricated houses. I know out of China, man, I see all this stuff on TikTok all the time. I share some of those links where they got houses for $5,000 US, man. They build that stuff in days because they're prefabricated, you know, concrete freaking house, hurricane ready houses, you know what I'm saying? So whether it's those ones or the other ones, you know, that they have, like the little modular home type situations, the bottom line is I think it's a no-brainer for the government if they put aside, let's say it's 5,000 for each displaced, 10,000 US for each displaced family, then I know facts that they can definitely help them to get those houses in place, man, because that's number one priority, is getting people back life, some resemblance of what it used to be. And the bare necessity must be taken care of. Housing, you know what I mean? That's number one. You got to have somewhere to rest at night. And I'm really looking forward to the government figuring out this getting back on this food security track, like rebuilding that ASAP, you know? I was watching a clip a couple days ago about Guyana. Right now is the only country in the world that could sustain, out of 186 countries, Guyana was one of the only self-sufficient countries when it comes to food. And what I'm realizing is they have invested over 450% into their agriculture from 2020 till now. It's a no-brainer, man. Wherever you put your focus is what rise. I really hope, especially now, that the government will come up with aggressive agricultural investment plans to invest in food security. And we need to have benchmark goal, whether it's 5 years or 10 years, where Jamaica is food independent. If you ask me, dang it, we could push to do that for 2030. That's a damn good goal to have. You know what I mean? And not only will it put people back to work, but it will actually lower the cost of living for people living in Jamaica, man, because that is extremely expensive also. So it's like, as a government, I'm really looking forward to seeing what plans they're going to put in place to make sure that cost of living is affordable for the average Jamaican, man, as they provide better paying jobs and also lowering the cost of living for people in the country, and making sure that people, it's not even a freaking privilege to have a housing, man. People have a right to have housing, and especially after this hurricane that just passed. Again, I always bring it up. We had 600 million we was going to get to Burkina Faso. Let's come up with an investment plan on how we create housing for our people. Let's invest aggressively in agriculture so we can feed our people. And let's subsidize our farmers, man. And let's help our industries to grow, like the local people, the contractors and so forth. Let's put them to work, man, in building these houses so we circulate the money back into Jamaica. Anyways, that's just the tip of the berg, man. There's so much stuff to come. I'm really looking forward to seeing the reconstruction plan of Jamaica, and I'll definitely be talking about those as I see those going forward. But for right now, these are just a couple ideas to think about. Anyways, man, united we stand, people. Divided we fall. We're always going to choose to be united. My declarations over your life, people. Number one is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today is that the Spirit of God will continue to rise up inside of you to remind you of who you are, man. Blessings unto all of y'all, man. Y'all have a good day, and we'll talk tomorrow.